So, quick run over of my Citizen watch collection yet again. I am now up to 16 watches. I was able to pick up this one right here, very beautiful diving watch, which I am using. I used it at the water park a couple days ago, and it has this really awesome blue and green. Yeah, there you go. Look at that, blue and green. Picked that up at the Taipei airport. It was a limited edition to Taiwan. Also, just picked this one up in Japan at the Japan airport. This one does have the ability to pick up a radio signal and set the time exactly. It's a pretty cool movement that I don't have. This watch is also titanium. Picked this one up, brand new. Got a really good deal from Diamond Gems. Love that one. This one's also from Diamond Gems. This is in the last year and a half or so, I've worn this watch more than all of the other watches combined, which is saying something. Before this was my number one watch, this one right below it was my number one watch. And this one it's the same exact movement as the one above it, but this one's more of a gray color. I still wear this whenever I'm wearing gray or black shirts. But if I'm wearing a blue or a green or any colorful shirt, I've been wearing that. These two have the same movement, you can actually see, but they have just a little bit different face shapes printed on them, but the behind the scenes is the same. And these two actually have the same movement as those original two. My first one of this movement was the black one, and then I quickly about this one, brand new. This one, I believe I purchased a used one and was able to pick this one up relatively inexpensive. The reason I really did love the black one, it is very heavy, but I decided not to wear it every day because I was told that the black will rub off. They do have these really neat little plaques on the side on both of them. So very, very nice. So we do have 4 of this movement. I've also noticed that this movement right here, if you look at the face and everything, is exactly the same as this one. This is one of the newer designs. And then just looking at these two side by side, they also have the same one. This one's actually called Bryson. These are both called Bryson. I don't remember what the name of this one is. I know these 4 are all called Navihawk. So interesting. Now this is one of my very first ones that I got that actually connected to a satellite dish. So if you look at between these 4 Navihawk ones plus this Citizen one, right? I mean the one I picked up, the Japanese special edition one right here, very nice. You cannot buy that in America unless you're ordering it from Japan. And then this is the 6th one, and all 6 of those get their updated time signal from a radio signal or a satellite or anything like that. My very first, this one right here, this green one, was the very, very first Citizen watch I ever purchased. And I actually wore it for a pretty long time. And this blue one right next to it was my very second Citizen watch. But that one, for some reason, the wristband was very interesting. If you look at this right here, you just bend it. It's like, it seems very strong. It seems very like rubberized, but if you bend it too far, it literally, let's see if I can get it on camera. Well, yep, see, it just snapped right there. Isn't that interesting? And yeah, bracelets shouldn't do that. I'm kind of fearful that this one here or this one here might do that. So I've put them on the cushion so it kind of gives it a little bit of tension and exercise. Hopefully that will keep it from doing that. It did last for about 10 years. I did notice, I picked this new wristband up off Amazon. It's basically the same color. It's like a rubberized leather. It's pretty soft, pretty nice. Fits like a glove. Really, 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 really nice. This one also is leather. This was about my 3rd or 4th Citizen watch that I picked up. It was the very first one that I really had to, splurge, because, this one was only like $180, and this one was maybe like $150, and this was my, very first one that was like $400, and to me at the time that was a lot of money to spend on a watch. I wasn't very wealthy back then. Doing a lot better now, of course. So, it's nowhere near the cost of these watches. This is an $800 watch. This titanium one was like a $700 watch. And, we have all of these watches. They're very, very beautiful. This Bryson one was I believe that was my very first titanium watch. And I ended up wearing that as a daily driver for about 3 years, and probably wore it 90% of the time in 3 years. And I was pretty much wearing that the other 10% of the time. Pretty much if I wore a blue shirt, I was going to wear this one, and everything else I was wearing this one, even though this one was also blue. And it was just my everyday one. When I went to the Philippines back 11 years ago, this is the watch I took. And this is my newest one, the titanium. These are my two newest ones right here. But lots of good watches. Two newest titanium watches. This is my absolute newest watch. Believe it or not, this one was duty-free, special Japanese one. It was on sale, super good deal. I bought 3 watches on that day, and my entire total for all 3 watches, two of them are women's watches that were supposed to be like $150 a piece, and our entire total for all 3 came up to about $500, which means they gave us this one for about $200. I think they gave us a combo discount for the whole thing, but it ended up this beautiful, awesome watch. And you cannot find this even on eBay for a used one for less than $800. So just to let you know, when you're in Asia, those airport watches are phenomenal deals. I would definitely highly recommend it. Love all these watches. If I'm going to buy any watches here in America, I'm going to go to Diamond Gems. They seem to have the best deal for me, at least. So let me just... No, what do you think? 16 watches. That's insanity. I don't have any hole in my portfolio anymore, so I don't know if I'm going to be buying any more anytime soon. Very nice.